Hi, this is Aliki from the Bliss and Happiness Summit, and today I'm super excited to introduce you to a dear friend of mine, and her name is Tina van Leuven. Welcome, Tina.
Hi, Aliki. Yay!
So, um, I want to introduce Tina to you. She's the joy oracle at Inner Delight. I mean, that is just so beautiful. And I met Tina in person when I was at Perth a couple of weeks ago, which again is pure coincidence. And we happened to be in the same city at the same time. And little did I know that Tina was there. So we got together. And today we've got a really exciting interview for you. I know some key topics that will be just really enlightening for you. So let me introduce Tina a little bit more. You're actually the author of Money and Miracles. Now it's 40 days to the perfect relationship between who you are, what you make. And this is an international bestseller. And I love that because a lot of us, professionals, entrepreneurs, this is really important about inner delight and matching that with the ability to create abundance as well. The other thing that is another book that you've written, Tina, and I know you've got a lot coming out too, is a book about inspiration for a woman's soul, and it's called Choosing Happiness. So we'll discuss a little bit about that because it is a choice. So what I'd love to do is ask you, Tina, share a little bit about how you came to be the Joy Oracle and what inspired that.
Well, yeah, such an amazing journey, isn't it? I was born in Holland and I grew up in Australia and then ended up working for United Airlines. So in case anyone's wondering what this weird accent is, that's a bit of a global nut. Yeah. When I was very young, I was always interested in crystals, in nature and everything. And so actually when I was 18, I started on the journey of healing, which started with massage therapy. That led me to lots of different modalities, studying astrology, numerology, anything that, everything was interesting to me. Like a kid in a candy store, And I studied aromatherapy, which I still really love, working with the oils. And then I ended up working for the airlines. And while I was there, I realized that as I was doing healing sessions with people in my time off, that one of my clients said to me, you know what you do? It's called life coaching. And at the time I was like, oh, okay, well, it wasn't much one for labels. So I realized, okay, well, if that's what people recognize, then that's what I'll say. And so we started doing that, ended up going through lots of other trainings, and ultimately through realizing, people sometimes think, because my essence is joy and that's just my nature, as if everything's being handed to me on a silver platter. I've had some really, really, really challenging times in my life. However, I feel like the joy aspect, choosing that, has helped me to navigate through challenging times with so much more ease and grace. And so it was really a few years ago when I came back to Australia that Money and Miracles was written. It was kind of a divine download on the beach, and the name The Joy Oracle came to me, and I realized, we go to consult the Oracle, and it's within yourself, and I feel that joy is available for each of us. It's part of our essence, and so, consult the Joy Oracle. If I'm there to facilitate that connection, to remind others that they too can connect in with their own joy essence, then joy to the world, So here we are.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And I love that. And you're so international too, like having been, in the flight business and flying all around the world. So what you must have experienced as well, like through the whole evolution of knowing and realizing that Joy Oracle is it's just brilliant. I love it because you've got such a blend of cultures and experience and an awesome accent. We're happy to have you in Australia. Um, so with the choice that you talk about, how do you, how do you choose happiness and the experience, or bliss? And I know our theme is bliss and happiness, but because we've all got stuff to juggle in our lives. Or what's your advice for us?
Well, with that, it's like I just sort of show you because that this book, that's Inspiration for a Woman's Soul Choosing Happiness. I'm one of the co-authors in there. It's actually published by Linda Joy. It's Inspired Living Publishing, and there's amazing stories in there. When I was asked to contribute my story, I was like, wow, amazing. The theme running through there is that no matter what's going on in life, it's even saying, you can choose happiness despite life's messiness. And life gets messy. We all have shit to deal with, right? When the shift hits the fan,
The shift.
what do? You can either crumble down and yeah, you make it mean all kinds of things about you, or you just realize, wow, I breathe, and what do I choose right now? Do I choose happiness? Do I choose peace? Do I choose joy, even if I'm not feeling it right now? But making that choice will shift your perspective, and therefore your experience starts to adapt accordingly, as you well know.
I love that. And there's also an essence. I mean, we know what that feels like, and we can choose at any time. And you can also, in a way, fake it till you make it to a point too. But then there's something that when you, and what I'm getting energetically from what you said too, and sensing in terms of the how, is literally like take a moment and make a choice.
Yeah.
And getting out of the let's say almost the level of where the challenge is at, going into a point of joy or happiness, or where you have more vision, less clutter, you can see more from that and almost see and traverse through it. Is that a fair analogy, like in how you make a choice?
Yeah, I think I always think it's like having a TV and having your remote control, and there are all these channels, and they're all available right now, but it depends on which button you click as to which channel you're dialed into and what you're going to experience. And I think that when you're going through times when, I joke about shift hits the fan. I've had plenty of those. I realize that in those moments, the natural reaction is that fear kicks in. And when fear kicks in, we contract. And when we contract, we start breathing lighter. You forget to breathe. So you're actually not open to receive right in that moment. So when you stop, remind yourself, really retraining your mind, just practice, choosing again and again. Oh, I choose to breathe right now. Take a deep breath. Let it go. And you do that a few times, and all of a sudden you start feeling your body relaxing, and you're actually opening, and wow, now it's like you've got access to another channel. And even if you're feeling really fearful, and the next channel that you're tuning into might be that you're feeling revenge, you really want to beat the crap out of someone because you're feeling that frustrated. Hey, I've been there, and I've known many of my clients are. The tendency is to say, oh, that's not good to feel that. But you're feeling it, and it's an increase, and it's an opening. And then you breathe through that, and you open up to the next channel, and next thing you know, wow, you're feeling lighter, and you are free to choose. I think that's probably the most important message, that at any time, no matter what is going on, no matter how challenging life can be, no matter how much crap is going on in your life, you always, 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 always are free to choose. I mean, how liberating is that? No one can take that from you.
I love that. I love that. It's almost like, even when you pass, it's like no one can take your love and wisdom away from you, ever. And I love what you just said, is because when you fear and contract, I mean, it's got a dense energy too, but when you're not open to receive, what I got is twofold. One, when stuff like that happens, the shift hits the fan, there's a message trying to come through. And if you breathe through it, it will pass, but then you can receive the next level. And that's what I got from what you said. And receiving is a big thing as well. Because, something I know that you also do is you've studied a whole wide various, ranges of healing modalities, and you also help coaches and entrepreneurs and folks, and business folks prioritize themselves and their lives. without burning out. And in order to do that, there's got to be an element of receiving as well. So if we can breathe through when the shift hits the fan, what's your advice on being open to receive, or just allowing that to happen more and paying attention to recognize what it is like to receive?
Yeah, oh God, that's such a juicy topic, isn't it? Yeah, and as you said, Aliki, it's like making yourself priority number one. And I'm talking about yourself with a capital S, so really acknowledging and appreciating and cherishing the divinity that you are an expression of, making that priority number one. Because when you allow that beautiful, infinite being that you are to be in the driver's seat and to guide you, I call it following your joy sprinkles. You just allow yourself to be guided by what is joyful and uplifting for you. Then and you allow yourself, you give yourself permission to receive. It's actually more a matter of expanding your field of consciousness to hold and contain and sustain what you already are. So when you're asking for something, it's already there. It's about allowing yourself to open up, to be able to expand the holding space, the capacity to receive that and to allow that in. And that's where I think oftentimes when we to step outside of your comfort zone, I think for women especially, have been conditioned to give, and give some more. And because somehow down the line it's been said that it's not okay to ask for what you need or what you want or what you desire, which ties into that whole gratitude piece, that you're supposed to be grateful for what you have, as if that's not okay to expand. And so many women have forgotten what it's like to ask, so therefore have a difficulty receiving. And when things do show up to receive, it's almost feeling like there are strings attached, waiting for when is the demand going to be made that I have to pay back time. So it doesn't feel safe. So that's why I think that as you learn to open up, to, give yourself permission to be shown by the divinity that you are, what is the truth of receiving? And allow yourself to be opened up to receive. Allow the divinity that you are to support you with expanding and holding more infinite expansion of consciousness that you are, and allowing yourself to be shown, because how that may show up for you and how that may show up for me and how that may show up for someone else can be so different that there is no recipe for this apart from connecting in with yourself and trusting that you will be shown what is optimal for you. And that just takes practice.
And I love what you just said about the practice and the open to receiving, because if you want or need something or desire something, there's clearly some void you're looking to fill, or get a need met, because it's come to you as something you need to be more of you. So, you said consciousness and state of consciousness and limitless, and the universe is there to conspire to help us get that. But what I want to ask you about is this safety thing, the no strings attached and the safe thing. That's a big thing too, because sometimes there's fear that gets in the way, or guilt that gets in the way, or whatever emotion you want to call it, that takes us out of us feeling safe. How can we cultivate more of that as well, around the ability to receive, feel safe, and then anchor it, so to speak?
Yeah, in essence, it's really interesting, because the Money and Miracles is like a 40-day journey. As I started writing each of those days, it's like one builds on the other. And all of these elements are included in that. So it's really about, it's just amazing how this revealed itself, because it's like realizing that what's at the core of that is, well, a couple of things, but it basically comes down to, are you willing to let go of conforming to the rules and expectations that society has placed on you? And there's a program that, it's called Conform or Die. So you either conform to the masses or you die. you conform to the demands that those you are with have with you, or you die, whatever your version of dying is.
Yeah.
Could be that you're afraid that if you leave the relationship you're in, you're going to end up on the street. You might be afraid that if you leave that job that's sucking the soul out of you, that you're not going to be supported. So at the essence of that is really bringing up, the relationship that you have with yourself, with Source, with the divine, with life. And if there is any part in there where you have ever experienced feeling betrayed, and I haven't yet met anyone who has not, it's often unconscious, but if there is if you're holding a grudge towards life, to the divine, then there will be an element of feeling entitled, which keeps you locked into the old paradigm of having to earn whatever is coming to you. You have to earn a living. You can't just receive.
And work hard for it.
Yeah, no pain, no gain, that modality. And I feel like that with the space where we're at about feeling safe, it's when, as long as you have projected authority outside yourself and made something or somebody else responsible for your safety and security, I won't say what I was going to say, but you're screwed. Yeah. Bleep, 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 right? Because but that will bring up all the stuff. Yeah. As far as how are you as when it comes to trusting? And so to the degree that you've got unresolved stuff within your system, within your consciousness somewhere, in the records and memories that you may not be aware of, that you do not feel that the divine has your back, your front, your inside, and your outside. Therefore, that part of you is going to want to control. And to the degree that you want to control because you don't feel safe, it keeps the loop in place. So that's a big one to release.
Really powerful. And money and miracles hand in hand, actually. It's very interesting. I shared that with us. Thank you. So that's it. That's the book. And awesome. And so it's a process, right? So you've got, like you said, a day, like 40 days. So there's exercises, I presume, and things like that as a part of that just takes you through that. Oh, how beautiful. So what I'm seeing from that too, as you can manage your energy so you can keep doing what you love as well without burning out, but uncover more of who you are and what you love truly through that process. As you apply and start working through this too, that you can start to easily apply some of these new learnings or findings quite easily into the job or the relationships as well.
Totally. I mean, this is, I really feel that at the core, the relationship that you have with the divinity that you are an expression of, the more that whatever's been in the way of that gets cleared and released, that's had you believe in the sense of separation, the more that that's released, you start experience that oneness. And from that space of alignment, it's like making yourself priority number one, to me means that you are dialed in, plugged in, whatever way you want to call it, to the source that you are. And so it's like putting on that oxygen mask, I'm putting on my oxygen mask and I'm breathing in, what sustains me, what nurtures me, what supports me. And from that full place, so I have to make that a priority, from that full place of making sure that I am taking care of what I need to be fulfilled. Now I go and connect with you, and you do the same, and oh my God, we're going to have so much fun. We are having so much fun together, because there is no neediness or making somebody else responsible for your happiness, for your well-being, for your bliss.
That's really that's beautiful. Thank you. Now, one thing I did read, and I just mentioned to you earlier, I loved an article that you just posted on your blog, and I'd love to talk about it because we've heard the term gratitude, and you mentioned it earlier. And I love this title that you wrote, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about the inspiration behind it, because I know as the Joy Oracle, and your true bliss, I feel that from you, and when I hung out with you. Why is gratitude boycotting our success or your success? Like, why, how people, I think, misconstruing gratitude. Like you said, it's something we should be grateful for. Help us understand a little about principles, because I think this is a big topic.
Yeah, well, the other day I woke up and I realized, I looked around, I'm house sitting at the moment, and I have these two gorgeous cats that are keeping me company. And I have this whole,
before, by the way.
yeah, you're sitting out now.
Okay.
So yeah, I have these beautiful cats, and they're so loving, and I have this beautiful space here to myself, and wow, I'm just enjoying a really wonderful relationship unfolding with a new man in my life. And I just realized, my God, and I've got the most amazing clients, and I was just overcome with gratitude. It's like I had tears streaming down my face, and just absolute appreciation and marveling at my life right now. Looking back from 2012 to now, how much has shifted. I woke up and realized, oh my gosh, I am living the life that I had envisioned for myself, and this is only the beginning. And so I felt such deep appreciation and joy. Then I thought, well, let me just have a little Google and look up the definition of gratitude. In 40 Days of Money and Miracles, one of the days is gratitude and desire, And I address this topic somewhat in there, saying that one of the things that we often hear is because gratitude is such a beautiful practice, such a beautiful quality. And when you experience truly gratitude, it's very heart-opening, and yeah, and you can experience it. I think when I experience it often when I'm in nature, you and I both love the ocean. Oh my God, I've had bliss explosions when I'm in the ocean, it's like, it's so awesome. I love
And I'm like,
so
is
much.
anyone watching? I like turn around, do all sorts of funny things. Yeah, it's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so connecting in with that energy, it's like, the absolute bliss of being alive and feeling the gratitude for that, the thankfulness, the appreciation, not because I feel that I have to, but because it's simply happening. And so I realized that one of the things that I often heard, and I think, religious programming has done a good job of this, is saying to you, wow, you should be grateful for what you have. And to that, I would say it really got my back up, because I was like, and especially actually in spiritual communities, there's a interesting dynamics at play there, where, the comparison game, I'm more spiritual than you because I'm like, oh, screw that. Whatever. Anyway, and the thing was as if I had big desires, big dreams, as if that was not okay. So that ties back into that asking and the receiving, and then being told you should be grateful for what you have, as if I am not. And as if the only way for me to express gratitude is to stay where I am in the comfort zone and not expand. To me, that would be blasphemy, if really. So I looked up what the definition of gratitude was, and initially there were all these wonderful things that are said there, and then it's got more. I thought, let me just click on more. And there it was. As it says, obligation, and what else does it say? I think, anyway, it was coming from a sense of obligation, and that you should, but there's actually even a comment in there that's, whatever the name was of the day, should be grateful for the money she has. Whoa, I mean, talk about having that sentence in there,
Right.
in the definition. I realized that, so oftentimes what I've noticed, and I've definitely experienced it myself too, I think when you put your attention on things that you're grateful for, the things that you appreciate, sure, you're going to start feeling better because you're shifting your vibration. You're changing your focus. But if that is coming from a place where, I should be doing this ritual, writing down the things I'm grateful for today, expressing my gratitude, and you're just going through the motions because you think you should, or someone told you that you ought to, or because covertly under the surface there is a thought, if I do this, then I'll get what I want.
Right.
Then it becomes a going through the motions, a mental concept, and it's not embodied. And so in that sense, what it actually will do is push the very thing that you are desiring or asking for away from you, and it keeps the pattern very disempowering in place that you are projecting authority outside yourself as if you have to get brownie points from, the God, that whatever name you have for that, so that your wishes will be granted, shall we say. And yeah, so it's a big energy. I can't even think of the word, but it's like, and when you clear that energy, that obligation and the should, and you come from the place of wow, I'm just really feeling, I'm appreciating the beauty. I often go for walks and will stop by when I see roses or other beautiful flowers. If they're actually roses and jasmine and all of those, I tend to stop and stick my nose in them to have it, to smell roses along the way and to absolutely marvel at their beauty and magnificence. Well, how many people are rushing by, don't even notice the beauty that's available? And so when you make that a practice to just be aware of the beauty that is there, that naturally opens your heart, and that whole energy of gratitude, which I feel is the essence of what everyone who's committed to having a gratitude practice is committed to. But if there's that underlying should energy or ought to energy or feeling obligated, then there's an energy of entitlement in there, and it's just that may be boycotting your success. So that's how that came up.
That's brilliant. No, I really love that topic because we have talked about it a lot, and it's a real vehicle. When the more we are grateful, truly congruent with gratitude, the more we have to be grateful for. The more, like you said, we expand, we see and smell and appreciate the nature that surrounds us, that supports us as well. And I get the safety in that too. And that's, being held, and the ionic nature of the ocean. That's such a great topic, very near and dear. And like you said, it comes in waves and bursts, and it's blissful. It's just really delightful. And it's a practice that it doesn't, anything ought to, should do, have to, that's just got a connotation about not having anyway, because you're perfect and whole the way you are. That's how I see and feel into what you're saying. It's truly profound. Now, as the Joy Oracle, I know that joy it becomes a guide to life. And you also talk about authentic brilliance. Can you, I think it's authentic brilliance and being who you truly are as a byproduct of letting joy be your guide. Is that a fair statement? And what would you impart on us as a couple of ideas around that?
Yeah, that's a great way to sum it up. And yes, I think, to let joy be your guide, on the surface, it sounds really simple, and you may even think, that maybe even sound a little woo-woo. But if anyone has doubts about this, then I'd say what this stirs up, you see, when you allow yourself to fully express the unique brilliance that you are here to dazzle the world with, it means that you are, it's an invitation to let go of the people pleaser program, which is always attempting to fit in and avoiding rejection and seeking approval. My God, that is just the biggest unlearning and uncreating on my journey. This story in the Choosing Happiness book, my story is called Open Sesame, and it's all about the different threads that were running through my life and the opportunities that showed up for me to choose me, my authentic self, and how that people pleaser did a fine job at making sure that I was only presenting a certain amount. So I was hiding my brilliance out of fear of being annihilated, rejected. There was fear in there on unconscious level that if I truly dazzled the world with my brilliance, that I would hunted down, tortured, goodness knows what else. And it hasn't been that long. Well, actually, it's still happening in the world today, right? So we have in our collective consciousness, but also in the memories in our being, the experiences of that it hasn't been safe to let yourself really be seen. And so when you allow yourself to let joy be your guide, what that implies is that you are allowing yourself to say yes to what uplifts you. What is joyful for you? And when you've been people pleasing, and you may not think that you've been doing that, I've discovered that a lot. When you're always making others priority number one, you're always taking care of everybody else and what they need and what they want, and you forget what you truly desire, then it may actually be a bit of a journey to discover what is actually joyful and uplifting for you. And in order to discover that, you have to be willing to make yourself priority number one. So see, on the surface, it seems really simple, and it actually is. However, just out of habit and conditioning, what would other people think of you when you choose to step out of the no pain, no gain game that's been running for so long, very masculine driven, go, 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 do, and you actually letting joy be your guide may also be that you really, really choose to engage in those things that are nurturing and supporting for you, which may mean that in the middle of the afternoon, you feel like going for a dive in the ocean when that voice says you should be doing a whole lot of stuff. And whenever that's taken me years to really, to clear that voice out, it still shows up. But now I say, yeah, thank you for sharing. And now you better enjoy the dive with me, or I'll come back to you later. And so I take time out to really do what nurtures me. Or you may just feel like having a quiet cup of tea. If you're at work, if someone is in a corporate environment, oftentimes the only place where you may have some quiet might be in the boardroom if it's free, or perhaps the bathroom.
I go and lock the boardroom, around, and then I just sit quietly in the corner. No one can see me, and I'll meditate.
Yeah. And so you may even find that having some essential oils, for example, that's something that you really love. Find something. I'm sure you've got a bunch there. Yes.
On airplanes.
Yeah. When I used to fly, it was so funny. I always had my little kit with me, which included a bunch of different oils, and one of them was lavender oil. And so whenever the crew would have their rest break, if I was on a rest break, I'd always put a little lavender on. The crew would come around and ask, "Oh, can I have some?" One day I was traveling as a passenger, and the crew came up, "Oh, have you got your oils with you? Can we borrow your lavender?"
Oh, they love it. And I just sit there, and they're like, "What's she doing?" It's like, just smell away, clearing the respiratory system, making it all smell harmonious. But it's not that, the good stuff's not offensive, that's the thing. It's like aftershave or something that's not really pure, or cologne or perfume that's offensive. But that's good. See, the lavender, I love lavender. I bathe in it too. Yes, I'm like that. I always carry a patch of different ones around. Oh, look, that's beautiful about the guidance. Time out to nurture me and letting joy be your guide. I love that. So, Tina, how do people get in touch with you, and how can they get the beautiful books, the Money Miracles, the 40-day program, and the part of that Choosing Happiness, the book, to read it?
Well, my website is innerdelight.com, so that's INNERDELIGHT.com, Inner Delight. And on innerdelight.com, you'll find the Money and Miracles treasure chest that you can sign up for my newsletter, that is the Joy Sprinkles, and you'll receive that as a free gift. And the Money and Miracles treasure chest contains a beautiful meditation to clear fear and money worries. It also contains a really beautiful joy meditation, which is actually a color-infused meditation.
Love it.
Allowing yourself to just connect in with the divine love, allowing yourself to really be bathed with that. So that's, the thing is that in order for you, as we talked about earlier, to be open to receive and to create money, miracles, whatever it is you're choosing to create, you must be open to receive. So these joy booster meditations support you with that. And there's an introduction to the book. I'm actually just getting ready to be announcing, I think it's probably going to be ready for launch by the solstice in June, but maybe sooner. The Divine Joy Circle will be opening her doors, and that's going to be a membership area where you have access to the Money and Miracles 40-day online course, 40 Days of Joy, the business building course, and a whole lot more. So and there's going to be monthly group coaching calls and stuff. So that's going to be the way for people, if anyone's interested in experiencing going through the program, that's there. And the books are both on the website. And yeah,
Awesome.
that sums it up.
That's beautiful. And I'll have the link just here below our interview. Again, thank you for your time, Tina. It's truly beautiful to connect with you again. And I hope that was really beneficial and helpful to you, as I'm sure it is, ladies and gentlemen listening. And may you let joy guide your life. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Aliki. And thank you for dazzling the world with your brilliance. Truly a joy to be connecting with you, and thank you for the opportunity to be here.
It's an honor. Thank you.